Today might seem like business as usual, but today is a pretty big day. Today, deliveries will arrive. Connections will be made. Records will be set, and mountains will be moved. Today, next year's crops will be planted. Schools will be open. Family meals will be enjoyed. Fashions will be defined. And dreams will become reality. Today, a single decision will change everything. And today, especially in times of uncertainty, like every day, SAP will deliver real solutions to real challenges, so every business's vision can be made real. SAP, bring out your best. Please welcome to the stage Thomas Feaster and Manos Raptopoulos.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Customer Keynote. We hope you already had an insightful day today. We definitely did. Looking around the show floor, with all the great sessions and interactions, I personally feel it's the best Sapphire ever, and it's going to be even better tomorrow. For today, there's only one more keynote before we start the evening event. But I promise the next hour will be worth your time, because we have amazing customers joining us to share the stage and their transformation stories. But first, let's recap what we heard today.
Thank you very much, Thomas, and welcome, everyone. So I think it's been an exciting morning today. Our board presented our strategy, and I think it was packed with announcements. It's somehow difficult to follow, so I will try to unpack a little bit of the key messages the way that I at least absorb them. Firstly, we talked about Joule and the expansion of Joule to cover everything everywhere. This is a key and pivotal moment for what it concerns about the SAP technology side as well, because for the first time, Joule can become the orchestration layer in order to digest and access more data around your company. We talked about agentic AI. We launched the Joule Studio, which is the operating system, as Philip put it, in order to create agents for your business. And as such, we announced a number of other exciting, in our opinion, collaborations. One with Perplexity, with which you can access data outside of the SAP domain in a very natural and conversational way, but also data within an SAP domain. And I would like to underscore the importance of this ever-expanding ecosystem. We announced the collaboration with Alibaba that Christian spoke about during the keynote. Quite an important collaboration for our multinational customers that have business in China. We spoke about AWS being able to develop Bedrock and bringing BTP together. And we also spoke about Google BigQuery, which is now part of the BDC ecosystem. And I would like also to put some importance in one very important announcement, our collaboration with Microsoft to address public cloud workloads in the SME and mid-market space, a collaboration which we believe will bring our public ERP solution to new heights. But I think, Thomas, consistency is very important, right? So maybe we go back a year to see what we have been discussing and how we have been delivering over the last 12 months.
All right, thanks, Manos. Let's go back the timeline. So at Sapphire last year, we were really excited to share 3 major updates. First, the simplified engagement model with the enterprise architect. Second, our RISE with SAP methodology. And third, the power of the integrated tool chain. And we delivered. But our goal is to serve you even better every single day through RISE with SAP. RISE with SAP customers represent 40% of the total economy. Today, already more than 8,500 customers run RISE with SAP, and we manage over 146,000 systems. And we will not stop here. I'm happy to announce the newest advancements in RISE with SAP to further reduce time to value. The evolution of RISE with SAP focusing on SAP Business Suite. We delivered new dashboards in SAP Cloud ALM, accelerating your Clean Core journey. And we include the new transformation preparation service, translating your vision into a tailored transformation roadmap. These logos highlight the strong trust our customers place in SAP. But talking about our customers, Manos, over to you, and I'm happy to be back later.
Thank you, Thomas. So Thomas mentioned a very important statistic. 8,500 customers are already on RISE, and 146,000 systems that give an unparalleled, industry-leading availability of systems in the cloud. Today, we're excited to welcome on stage a customer that has started the journey quite recently. A world leader in the chemicals business, BASF strikes the right balance between economic success and creating a sustainable and greener future. Please welcome on stage the Senior Vice President of Digitalization for Services and ERP Platforms, Petra Scheite. Welcome, Petra.
Thank you very much.
So, Petra, you have an incredibly strategic and pivotal role in the BASF company. And I would like us to walk us through a little bit from how do you see your role from one side and what pressure, if I may say, business is putting on you in order to deliver business outcomes.
Yeah, of course. So my role in BASF is I'm heading the entire ERP landscape, so also our current landscape, but also our transformation projects for the digital transformation and also the initiatives we started. So we are making sure that we introduce new technologies in BASF and we optimize also our digital processes with that. So regarding the business challenges that we have, I think everybody knows we are in a very volatile world nowadays. Yeah? If you go to bed in the evening, you don't know what expects you in the morning. And of course, our business expects from us that we are providing them with tools, AI empowered, yeah, to be able to take decisions fast. Yeah? And we have to make sure that they have reliable data, real time on hand. Yeah? And our greenfield transformation to SAP S/4HANA and now also the transformation towards RISE will help us with that to be able to modernize our processes.
Yeah, thank you, Petra. And you mentioned greenfield already, and I think our partnership basically goes back a number of years together. So can you shed a little bit of light on what do you expect from that partnership and what are the main challenges you see on the road?
Sure. There are 40 years already.
40 years, amazing.
That we are in a partnership with SAP. Maybe it's also because of the geographical closeness that we have. Yeah. But the chemical industry now is undergoing a huge transformation, digital transformation as well. And as mentioned, we need to adapt fast AI and machine learning. And we need to provide the business with good data to make smart decisions, yeah? Fast and smart. Yeah? And the RISE with SAP strategy helped us now really also to give our business the right tools on hand when we have finished our greenfield transformations. Yeah? You need to understand where are we coming from at BASF. Yeah? We have a monolithic one single instance for all of our global businesses worldwide. So one system for every business that goes from agricultural business to coatings business, to catalyst business, battery materials, and our core chemicals. And over the last years, we have incorporated all these business requirements into one system, which led us to the point that we have now more than 300,000 custom code in the system, more than 1,500 modifications. And so we said, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance that we get rid of that, and we have applied Clean Core principles and also greenfield. And I have to say, I'm super proud that we have already implemented for our coatings division. Now with 1st of March, we finished our project, the S4 system, without any issues, without business interruption. And we have also implemented for our battery materials business already the S/4HANA. And we are in the middle of the implementation for agro business, which also went live with the first pilot, 1st of May.
Congratulations.
Without business interruption. And I said over the weekend when we went live, I said, this is too good to be true. I cannot believe that. So I'm very proud of the team here that enabled that. And now, of course, the next logical and strategic step together with you is that we now leverage also the AI capabilities.
Excellent. And Petra, I couldn't help reflecting. You were saying 40 years of history. However, you took a brave decision to go greenfield, which means a little bit cutting the rope with the past, reimagining everything in a complex environment. You mentioned about the volatility in the business side. So quite a few challenges concurring there, right? So what else? How do you expect the project to roll? Are there any further challenges you anticipate, except that frame, which is quite compelling already?
I think if I would think about all of them, I couldn't sleep at night anymore. But yes, of course, we will have challenges during the course. I mean, our roadmap goes until 2030, until we want to be finished with all these implementations. As I said, it's very complex, it's huge. But of course, the major challenge is that we have built this roadmap where we have to transform, on one hand, greenfield, our free system into S4. We have now the challenge also move everything into the RISE operating model. And we have to do that in parallel, and this is, of course, something that gives us some headache. But I think we also had a very good collaboration with SAP during the deep, deep technical evaluation we have done for more than 6 months with a huge team, BASF and SAP together. And we have built a roadmap that makes us more secure that we also will achieve that.
Yeah, thank you, Petra. And again, the complexity is amazing. The results that you are achieving are fantastic. You mentioned already AI. You're sitting, obviously, as a company on a huge amount of data, SAP, non-SAP. What are the plans and what are possible business outcomes that you look after going live and being able to implement AI?
Yeah, I think AI, we have just launched our last business strategy that is called the Winning Ways strategy, where we are aiming really to stay competitive in the market as BASF. And we have as one strategic pillar also the implementation of AI and the value cases with it. And so we see there is still a huge potential that we can gain from leveraging AI. And RISE with SAP will help us with that. And I also envision that we are developing also the model together with you, SAP. And I think one important thing is that we are starting now really to implement use cases that are very much then tailored also to our business needs. As I said, we need to be fast. And we started some in the area of HR and success factors already. We are very much looking forward to Joule for developers, I have to say, because in this transformation, this will help us a lot. And of course, the Copilot, Joule Copilot, will also be something that will be one of our next endeavors that we take.
Thank you very much, Petra. Thank you for being here with us today. Incredible history, amazing company, bold decisions. So how about we make an appointment for next year, Sapphire, to tell us how it went? Is that a promise?
Of course. This gives the challenge to you as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
RISE for SAP that we heard Petra talking about is one journey to the cloud, but it is not the destination. The destination is the SAP Business Suite. And that is why Christian this morning announced about the transformation incentive that we have put in place in order to make sure that more customers will have more access in order to get their systems to the cloud. And we're incentivizing more public cloud because we believe that the transformational ability of public cloud to deliver more outcomes to your business is actually unprecedented. So, why is the Business Suite so critical, you might ask? As we saw in the opening video, the work that we do today is what enables our tomorrow. Today's transformation powers tomorrow's resilience. Over the last year, a lot has happened. We started the year in a specific way. Every day, as Petra was speaking about just before, we wake up and something else is happening. It could be tariffs that are on or off the table. It could be other types of economical challenges that we have. But the common denominator is that businesses today demand agility. Agility is here to become the most important element in order to drive resilience for the future. And technology is not the issue. We have the right technology, and we believe that business today needs to transform that technology in order to deliver specific and measurable value. That is what is the SAP Business Suite has infused with AI and made available to every customer. And speaking about business outcomes, there are companies and customers from all over the world here in this room. We've just selected a few which are by far not limited to the ones that we're going to discuss right now and also later today. But I would just like to give you some of the examples of the tangible business benefits that you can get by leveraging the suite. Ericsson achieved a 30% improvement in project cost by implementing the suite after the first year of implementation. ZF, an important customer in the automotive ecosystem, has managed to improve planning cycles by 92% by reducing a planning cycle, a full MRP planning cycle, from 4 hours to 15 minutes. Chobani, a well-known consumer goods company in the US, managed to reduce the time to process employee expenses by 75%. Suncor Energy, another company based in the US, had a 98% reduction in the reconciliation of intercompany transactions. That went down from 11 hours to just 10 minutes. And Heineken, a collaboration that we recently announced and launched, used SAP BTP in order to develop a system, a digital assistant, in order to accelerate how their employees were accessing information, and managed to reduce the time from 15 minutes to a minute to reduce to access critical information. That's a 90%, 93% improvement. That is the value that we can bring together with this SAP Business Suite. And this morning, Mohammed, Christian, and our board showcased what we call the flying wheel, the importance of getting more data into SAP, also coming from disparate data sources, making sure that we train those data in order to develop intelligent applications. Those intelligent applications get consumed from you as customers, which brings more data, and that enables the flywheel. So AI can really create a virtuous circle, because no matter how advanced AI becomes, we will always depend on the right data set, on the right data in order to make use of that AI. So in SAP, we bring all that together. We bring unparalleled applications, unmatched data, and unrivaled AI with Joule everywhere and for everything. So, as data is the greatest challenge for AI and also for many of our customers, this is why we see such a positive response to the Business Suite. And that has further been accelerated by the launch of Business Data Cloud that actually addresses an issue which was there for quite a while. I would call that issue the data divide. From one side, we had structured data that are residing in SAP systems. From the other side, we had data that were unstructured, residing in many other systems, and with information that are also vital in order to make business decisions. And what was the problem? Every time that you would want to take those data out of the structured SAP system and put them into a data lake, you would lose the semantic layer of those data. And as such, you would have to recreate it, and that means you wanted more time and more money in order to do that. And this goes away with Business Data Cloud. These days, customers can connect their data and get invaluable insights by using the SAP Business Data Cloud, the collaboration with Databricks that we've already launched since February, and this is going to be an ecosystem that is going to be ever expanding. Today, we have the pleasure to welcome on stage a customer that was one of the early adopters of Business Data Cloud. The customer is called CAF, headquartered here in Spain, is a global leader in providing transportation solutions, highly customizable, highly complex. Please welcome on stage Mr. Josu Ibardia, board member. Josu, welcome. And thank you very much for being with us today. Maybe we can start by what is CAF. It's quite interesting to see how your business is running, what is the complexity of what you're actually doing. Can you give us a little bit of background on how the company operates and what it's all about?
Yeah, so thanks, Manos, and thank you very much for the invitation to be here today. So yeah, CAF, our company, it's an industrial company. We have a long history, and we make trains, passenger trains. I'm pretty sure that the majority of us, we have used trains made by CAF. Our vision is to be a relevant contributor for the sustainability of the mobility, both in urban areas and also in the main line. So yeah, trains are beautiful machines. Sorry, I love trains. Okay, I used to play with tiny trains when I was a kid, and I still do it with the big ones. Okay, so these beautiful machines are designed to work for 30 years or more in a very reliable, safe, and efficient way. Okay, so and this is in fact what we ask for to the ICT systems. Okay, this we need this efficiency and this reliability. This brings a lot of complexity. Okay, as you can imagine. I'll give you a few examples. For instance, the technological side. In the trains, we have electronics, we have hardware, software, we have communications, we have now cybersecurity, also artificial intelligence. So the key is not to master each one of those technologies in a separate way, but to do it in an integral way, in a single machine. Also, very important, the projects. Something that the general public probably doesn't know is that most of the trains are tailor-made. So this means that behind each case there is a project with a big amount of engineering, and each project can take from the starting point to the delivery maybe 4 or 5 years. Also, homologation process in the countries. We have to demonstrate that our trains fulfill all the safety standards to get a permission to circulate. And each country we have completely different standards and safety authorities criteria. Also interesting to say that in many countries we are required to produce locally. This means that we have to set up factories to produce the trains, to manage all the supply chain, the logistics, everything. So altogether, I mean, it's a very complex thing. And as I said before, what we are asking to the systems is the same as our clients ask to us. It's to be reliable, to be efficient. Okay? So yeah, we have to get the most of the new technologies, but it's also very important not to forget the basics.
And it seems like we're speaking about a project manufacturing type of operation, highly customizable, highly complex, long delivery time. So there's a lot of data that is being generated by a train, apparently, or a bus.
Yes, it is.
While it's built and after it's built, after it's being delivered or operated. And probably data play a big role into your overall strategy. And can you allude a little bit into that? You chose to invest in BDC.
Yes.
You were one of the early adopters. What was the thinking behind?
Yeah, our decision to adopt Business Data Cloud is driven by both more tactical reasons, but also by a more strategical view. In the tactical side, okay, we were coming from DataSphere. We were using that, and now we are jumping into Data Cloud. We think that this will help us to better optimize the cost of these tools by consolidation of previously existing tools like BW, SAP, or BPC. Okay, and this also, at the time, I think will help us to deploy to more people in our organization. In the more strategical side, we think that this partnership between SAP and Databricks, it's quite a visionary movement, because this is going to allow to connect two worlds that up to now were separated, at least in our organization. On one side, we have the IT world, where we have all the processes, all the manufacturing, the procurement, the logistics, the HR, and so on. And then the OT world, the world of the products, in our case, our trains, signaling systems, and so on. So in this part, we were using up to now Databricks. It was the foundation for a platform we created. The name of this platform was LeadMind. And it's the platform, in fact, as you commented, that we use to collect all the information, producing incredible amount of information. And we use that to improve our maintenance processes, using predictive maintenance algorithms and things like that, improve our designs, also the testing procedures, and so on. So we think that this connection between those two worlds is going to bring good benefits. Here I would also like to mention the zero-copy feature. I think this is also going to help in the interconnection of the data and these analytic capacities between the two worlds, because we have quite nice experience accumulated over the years in both sides, and this will produce good synergies. And we also think that this will help to accelerate the adoption of these technologies by the businesses.
Brilliant. So you're setting your databases, let's call it. You extend it even beyond ERP, as you said, with collaboration with Databricks that was already there.
Yep.
And there's no way I wouldn't ask you the AI question. So what comes next? What are your plans? What are your thoughts?
Well, talking about data and so on, as I said before, we are an industrial company. Okay? We are not Google, we are not Amazon. And sometimes it's a bit challenging to talk about data and AI in a company with such a strong industrial culture. Okay? So to have good data, you need to have resources, and resources are by definition limited. So you can have a very nice data strategy, but it's very important to have the commitment and engagement of the organization and the people. In that, if not, it's going to be very difficult. So our very first thing in our data strategy has been to convince the organization on how important is this, okay? And to do that, we think the first is, the most, the easiest way is to show good results as soon as possible. So for that, we have adopted a kind of progressive approach. We have avoided to do super big projects. We have defined some use cases with an incremental level of ambition. I'll give you some example. For instance, we have created a kind of an agent based on GenAI to process requirements. In our tenders, we have large amounts of requirements. They can be technical, contractual requirements. And processing, analyzing, distributing all these requirements takes a lot of work. So with this agent, we are reducing it quite good. But for that, you need to have all this data, all this documentation properly organized. So this is, the results are being good. We are showing the organization that this can provide good results, and this is creating a kind of virtuous circle, okay? So this is the way we are doing. At the end, I would say the takeaway of this is, we are defining data governance. We are connecting data producers with data consumers. By the way, we think that SAP Data Cloud will help on this. We are trying to remove silos and things like that. But as I said, as a takeaway, I think it's very important also to take into account the contribution of the people on this.
Absolutely. Change management is super important. Absolutely. At the end of the day. Yes, and Josu, thank you very much. Been very insightful. Count us in this journey. And thank you very much for being here on stage with us today.
Okay, thank you.
So one important, we believe, announcement and another investment we are doing in order to help customers pave their way into the BTC investment is that we are very happy to announce the new data expert services that extends our services portfolio. You get prescriptive guidance, you get free workshops and an assessment in order to get you started in the journey with Business Data Cloud. So we've already spoken about the importance of the business suite, and we would like to go back on that. There is no better person to share his insights about the business suite than my partner and co-CRO, Jan Gilg, that I would like to invite right now on stage. Jan is co-CRO together with me. He is running the Americas, and he is overseeing the business suite. Jan, welcome.
Please welcome Jan Gilg.
Thank you, Manos. Yeah, hello, SAP Madrid, also from my side. So Manos talked a lot about business outcomes, and that's where I want to start as well. So you heard from Manos and Losu about the power of data. And now let's dive into the next layer, actually, of the flywheel that you saw this morning, and especially the SAP Business Suite. I've always believed that the power of the SAP Business Suite is best seen by the impact on business productivity. And with the success of SaaS in the last 20 years, customer landscapes have grown significantly in number of applications, also in complexity, and of course, in integration demands. So every application has a value proposition on its own. But if you look at the global productivity growth, we see two things. So first, during the first wave of ERP from 1995 to 2005, global productivity grew by roughly 2.6%. We do like to attribute a lot of this growth to our generation of R3 software, of course, but who knows? And the question is, how many people do you think, show of hands, do you think it went up from there the next 10 years, stayed the same, or went down? Let me see your hands. Does it go up? Productivity, stayed, went down? See mixed results here. Yeah, in fact, it went down. Yeah, the global productivity only grew by 1.5% from 2005 to 2025, with so much more technology and variety of SaaS solutions that customers had in their landscape. So what happened? The cloud has certainly unlocked the ability to consume technology much, much faster. And then for every capability, you find an application. There's a dedicated solution available for everything. But what happened is that business processes, they started to break. And what's the conclusion? Well, more technology does not automatically lead or means better business outcome, as we saw from Manos earlier. And certainly nobody wants to go back to the old monolithic on-premise days. We are actually entering now the age of agentic AI, and you heard a lot about that. So the challenges to make everything work together will even increase from here. So what customers need are integrated processes again, especially in an uncertain business environment. Therefore, an integrated and harmonized enterprise foundation is the key. And that is the reimagined SAP Business Suite, because it's data-driven and it is AI-powered and it democratizes the access to business AI. And I'm convinced that this will then actually unlock also the next wave of productivity, and the time is now. So one company that is starting to harness the power of the SAP Business Suite to supercharge their productivity is DSM-Firmenich. And they have an interesting history. It spans more than a century. It includes chemicals, fragrances, and perfumes, and they even won a Nobel Prize in chemistry. Today, they are a global leader in nutrition, health, and beauty, and they are an exciting transformation story. And here to talk about it today, please welcome the Chief Digital and Information Officer at DSM-Firmenich, Ipek Özür. Nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So, DSM-Firmenich, interesting history. Maybe you share a little bit more about your history and where you are today.
Yeah, definitely. So, DSM-Firmenich is born from the merger between DSM and Firmenich. And then we're talking about 128 years of history for both legacies. So, DSM stands for Dutch State Mines. So, from mining to petrochemicals, then to specialty chemicals ending up in nutrition and health. And Firmenich, fragrances and flavors, 128 years. So we brought the company together, and I think all of you are using our products via our customers' products. From toothpaste to the multivitamins that you take, or the energy drink, or a plant-based burger.
don't know about it.
Yeah, so, and the beauty of this is, as you can see, a company that has been evolving from a portfolio changes over the years, and a solid product company coming together. So it's not only about the business integration, we're also talking about the cultural integration rooted strongly from a strong backbone on the innovation side.
Yeah. No, I love that. It's basically two companies coming together, two cultures of innovation coming together almost. But let's talk about your IT architecture. What have you done there? How does that work then when those two companies come together?
Yes. So 2 years ago, it's also an exciting journey for me. So 2 years ago, we announced the merger. A year later, we announced the carve-out, tuning our portfolio. And we are reimagining our business. We call it the acceleration phase to be fully concentrated on the consumer industry. As you can imagine, all those portfolio changes, acquisitions, divestitures, created a very fragmented and a complex landscape.
Yeah.
So this is one side on the technology space, but the company is also evolved from what I call different process backbone, and we speak different language in the company from all the integrations that happened. So what we have been doing is we looked at our business capabilities, then we came with our architecture, and then we started looking for what is the technology roadmap. Because I think all of the technology leaders here in the crowd would have the same challenge as like, how do you build the right foundations that you need to be able to transform?
Yes.
And how do you do that to speed?
Yeah.
And what we have been doing is I'm going to now test all the new names of the SAP products. So if I'll see if I'll succeed. So we've been using the SAP Business Suite to get done the basics right. So what are we talking about? So getting our finance reporting and consolidation. Then we have our HR backbone and also the procurement one.
Yeah.
At the same time, we've been looking at some of our businesses and then looked for indeed a two-tier approach from adoption of the process simplification. So we implemented Grow with SAP, so we are one of the early adopters of one of our businesses fully going independent and standardized. And now for the rest of the company, for reimagining, we are using RISE with SAP.
Very good. You got it pretty nicely together with the terminology. That's good. So what, we talked a lot about the outcome, right? So what has been the impact?
So first of all, I think one important success factor here is that the company is able to work together.
Yeah.
So that's like, okay, it's the success indication of a merger. So we are not only talking about like not integrated companies. So that's a big success. And also with like Grow with SAP allowed us to implement a standardized backbone that allows the adaptability. And also we won an innovation award with the team on flexibility that we were able to do with the BTP.
Yes.
And also now we are using with RISE with SAP to bring the company into a one way of working, simplified way of working. So it's triggering or it's facilitating the right conversations on the business side of speaking one language and a simplified language.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. And maybe last one to close it out, and I think that's always interesting for the audience, of course. What are some of the key lessons learned that you had that you can share for others in a similar situation?
Yeah. So first of all, we're talking about larger transformations. So it's not only about technology, but it's all about people. So there's a lot of change management that is involved in the way we drive the change and drive the transformation.
Yeah.
So it's quite important to bake that into account, the right sponsorship and the right change management. And for us, especially if you are running different business units, How can you go as common as possible, as different as needed from the business side? We've been using, like, can we go for a lean core? So that's something as a principle we have adapted. And the last part is have SAP as your partner. So when we merge, as a part of the merger, we also invited our strategic customers, strategic partners, and next to also we invited our strategic partners, customers to be part of the merger story. Yeah. So because the DSM Firmenich is newborn, and now we want our partners and also customers to be with us. Awesome. And in that sense, SAP has been one of the partners that we invited, and you have been a part of the journey, and then the conversation completely changed if you're a partner and heading on the same direction.
Thanks so much, and thanks so much for the partnership, and it's an amazing journey. Thanks for sharing it here with the audience. Big hand of applause.
Thank you. Thank you, Jan.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Yeah, now I would like to invite Thomas actually back on stage to talk about the power of the third layer of the flywheel. You heard about the data, you heard about SAP Business Suite. Now it's all about SAP's Business AI and how it has helped another great customer in their transformation. I'll be back shortly. Thomas, take it away.
Hello again. So after Business Data Cloud and Business Suite, let's now come to the third layer of the flywheel, Business AI. As you heard this morning, AI is at the center of everything we do, embedded across our entire portfolio. With access to the right data, we are in a unique position to provide you relevant, reliable, and responsible AI. These embedded AI cases will drive significant value, but you also want to differentiate. We heard Petra just now. She talked about tailored use cases for their business needs. Therefore, we launched new custom AI services in Joule Studio and the GenAI Hub. This will heavily reduce your cost for custom AI development and deployment. Manos talked about it. We launched a co-innovation program with AWS to deploy GenAI apps on BTP using capabilities and models by AWS. Now, let's once again invite a customer to stage and share how AI is supporting their business transformation. Pandora is the world's largest jewelry brand sold in more than 100 countries, 3 pieces every second. Please join me welcoming Pandora, their SVP Business Transformation, Marianne Heidingfelder. Marianne, to start off, I'm a customer of Pandora.
Wonderful.
Every Christmas, I go and buy for my entire family pieces, and they love it. Now, why I can do this is because of what you do as a company. So can you share a bit more about Pandora, but also about your business transformation journey?
Absolutely, and I've been observing people and seeing where I see our jewelry, and I have found quite a few pieces, so I'm very happy about that, of course. You mentioned already, so we're the biggest jewelry manufacturer in the world. Last year, we sold over 110 million pieces, and every 8th woman in the world knows us. 50% of our consumers are gifters, and 50% are buying for themselves. We are a brand that is situated in the affordable luxury sector, but it's beautiful handcrafted jewelry, all made by our own craftsmen and women in Thailand. So we own the full value chain from manufacturing all the way to our stores and our distribution centers. But our brand is all about love. And what is more important than love in this time and age? So it's about celebrating your loved ones, but celebrating yourself for a key achievement, like your first SAP implementation, which for us was last year in November when we launched our first market in SAP S/4HANA with RISE. We are not an SAP company, so we're a bit of a different kind than many colleagues here that have 40 years history with you. But we're very proud of having launched with Clean Core, 98% adherence to standard, our first market, and we'll continue rolling out In 4 weeks, we go live with distributions. In 6 weeks, we go live with Germany, our 4th biggest market. So the journey is continuing accordingly.
So first, congrats to all the go-lives, and I believe there's even the same number of men knowing your brand.
Absolutely.
I'm very sure about it. You talked about RISE. So what's your experience so far with RISE, and what are the benefits you have already realized?
Yes. So we made a conscious decision when we started preparing for a transformation to go for RISE. And it's mainly due to, first, scalability. So we are a business that is centered around key moments, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, and of course the Christmas time. So with RISE, we're able to scale as much as we need. We're also, as I mentioned, a new brand to SAP. So with having our SAP in the cloud, I don't need to build up the capabilities in an SAP COE. I got it all covered. And that is definitely fantastic for us. And last but not least has been being able to cater for the capabilities that we need for constant business change in an agile way. So being able to leverage capabilities in BTP, et cetera, and embed it into our roadmap. So that's why for us, scalability, agility, but also the capabilities that RISE brings.
It's great how you harvest really the benefits of RISE. And with RISE, AI is embedded, AI is coming, I just talked about it. And I know that you also leverage AI already in your business processes, in your environments. And in combination with Business Data Cloud, which we talked about and heard about just now, can you talk about it a bit more, Marianne?
Yes. So we're looking at hyper-automation and AI. Both for us are really important. And so we start first with leveraging the out-of-the-box capabilities that the product brings. To give you an example, our current ERP in Germany is running with 38 robots in order to reconcile data, move data left and right, et cetera. With out-of-the-box best-in-practice capabilities, we have 0. And that's amazing. That's embedded in the product. But we don't stop there. We need to accelerate our transformation to be across the globe. So we have implemented Joule for developers to enable, empower our tech teams to accelerate that transformation. Next step is, of course, a couple of the embedded use cases. We will be launching 5 use cases in the next quarter. And then the sky's the limit. We believe in crawl, walk, run, sprint, and we learn in the journey, but take the most value out of SAP with RISE.
I really love it, and thank you so much for sharing your story, and we are really proud to be your partner. So thank you very much for being with us, and I wish you a very, very good day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
As we mentioned before, we want to accelerate your innovation adoption and your business transformation. With our integrated tool chain, we are unlocking value in 4 dimensions. Up to 30% reduced time for business transformation, up to 35% faster time to business value, up to 70% increased business agility, and up to 40% faster continuous innovation, as we just heard about. And our customers are really using it. BHP created 500 million value through the use of Signavio, orchestrating business process transformation in their entire shared service model. Nestlé saved 1.5 million hours through the use of WalkMe. They accelerated digital adoption for more than 200,000 people across 200 applications. And First Abu Dhabi Bank reduced 25% of their applications through LeanIX. But we don't rest here. We constantly evolve the integrated tool chain. First, the new transition guidance, bringing Signavio, LeanIX, Cloud ALM, and Joule for developers and consultants together. And second, the centralized AI agent hub and governance in LeanIX to offer AI-assisted architecture guidance. Third, we are boosting UX and adoption by integrating WalkMe across the entire SAP Business Suite. And fourth, we are offering AI assistance for SAP Signavio. This provides you transformation advisor, process conformance check, and a process context analyzer. Now, what is better than listening to that in a demo? With that, I want to welcome Mohan on stage.
Thank you so much. They need your best. Thank you, Thomas, and hello, everyone. Today, I'll show you how SAP's integrated toolchain brings together everything that you need to confidently lead your transformation to the SAP Business Suite. In today's demo, we'll transform a complex and fragmented procurement process of a customer onto the SAP Business Suite. Let's start with the transition guidance. This acts as a guide for your entire transformation journey powered by Joule. Let me ask Joule, how would I modernize my complex landscape? Joule suggests, run the process agent, understand how your business processes perform today. In the past, what would have taken months of consulting activities with expensive consultants, today we have plug and gain in Signavio, and Signavio being application agnostic, we have the process agent mapping this real data from analysis from your system in real time. In this case, as you see, the source to pay with a low best run score of 31%. Let's dig deep and understand why the performance lags. As you see here, low automation and also long cycle times, and more importantly, the fragmented process variants running outside of the SAP system. This is inefficiency which is now being exposed. And what do you have now for the application landscape behind these processes? Let's understand how that looks. For the EA agent, giving out these application landscape behind these processes and the technical and the functional fit of those. Yeah? With the comprehensive analysis of the business process and the application landscape, it's now time to trigger the transformation agent to get the best transition approach forward. In that case, I again call the transformation agent. So the recommendation, system conversion paired with continuous innovation. Why? Because the transformation agent here, through the data-driven insights, knows that this isn't just a lift and shift. It's an enterprise-wide transformation, reshaping your business processes and touching every aspect of the user journey. So having that decision made, now we enter the modernize and run phase, wherein now we have to have the enterprise architecture laid out. So traditionally, if you look at laying out the enterprise architecture, it costed you the hundreds of thousands and also several months. Here today, with the EA agent, we have the instant answers from the reference catalog. As you see here, we move from a legacy to a modular agile core with SAP Ariba, Fieldglass, and the SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement. This is actually solving real-world challenges. And with one click in LeanIX, we have a ready-to-execute project plan digitized in Cloud ALM based on the RISE with SAP methodology. And we've already talked about governance a lot of times, steering committee meetings, weeks of steering committee meetings, discussing what is clean core, what is not clean core. Today, we have Clario from Basis Technologies, a partner solution, evaluating these technical options to be automatically benchmarked and clean core verified. And with all this analysis for the CIOs, IT pros, and the decision makers, it is important that they have the measurement and observability. There, we call the process agent again, this time to get a real simulation, side-by-side simulation of the current versus the future, again through the process agent. So I see here basically the current and the future comparison, what we have. Basically, this is not an IT planning, it's business clarity. And during execution, we move into the Cloud ALM, basically having the scopes, milestones, and dependencies, which is governed in the Cloud ALM. For the testing, with Tricentis test automation, we have the testing faster, smarter, leveraging the transform data powered by Synity. You can choose your test path, run the test cases seamlessly. And we are not done yet. Once the system is live, we have the RISE with SAP methodology dashboard, monitoring these clean core dimensions in real time. And adoption is a very important piece here. So with WalkMe's in-app guidance, smart tips, and the smart walkthroughs, we have this adoption piece which is covered with real time and making the users confident from day one. With that, leveraging the integrated tool chain for your transformation journey, we are up to 30% more cost effective and 35% much faster. And we don't stop here. Transformation accelerates from this point with the next improvement potential. And this isn't a sneak peek into the future. It is happening right now with the integrated tool chain. Back to you, Thomas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohan. Thank you, Mohan. And with that, let's directly invite a customer on stage and talk about the integrated tool chain with Siemens Healthineers. Please welcome the CIO of Siemens Healthineers, Dr. Stefan Henkel, on stage. Stefan. So, Stefan, let's talk a bit about Siemens Healthineers and talk a bit about your business transformation journey.
Yeah, thank you. We are a global medtech company, most likely the largest, biggest medtech company. We are serving customers around the world with diagnostic imaging, laboratory diagnostics, advanced therapy, surgery systems, and cancer therapy. So speed, reliability matters for us. That's why we are building on SAP, and we are constantly transforming our SAP landscape. And we are on the RISE journey. We are since 18 months on the RISE journey, and 4 weeks to go, then we finalized it, and then all our SAP future systems are in the RISE environment.
No, thanks for sharing, Stefan. And you know, I'm very much involved in your RISE journey. We do this together. It's a lot of fun, and it's really also great to see how you embrace the new technologies. Talking about the technologies, I mean, we talked about the tool chain. We saw Mohan's demo. How do you use the tool chain right now, and what are your plans, more importantly, with the integrated tool chain?
Okay. Yeah, we are using the integrated tool chain since a couple of years. We are using the tools pretty isolated. So we are a LeanIX customer, so we have licensed LeanIX, I think, in 2018 around. We are on WalkMe since 2016. We are using now Signavio, and with our cancer therapy, we have very good experience also on Tricentis. So the individual usage of the tools already gave us value in different dimensions. Signavio is the main platform for the process understanding. It's the common language with the business. Tricentis, particularly when you have fast releases, many releases, and you need to retest them regularly, so the automated regression testing. And particularly on the WalkMe, which we use to guide external external users, our customers, on our web interfaces, and now we use it also internally for the one or the other application. So we have some good insights in those tools and very good experience from that. What we are looking now for is building our vision, use the integrated tool chain along our SAP journey, along on the constant transformation, innovation of our SAP landscape. And we have one last ECC system, which we need to lift to the future, to S4, and then merge it, combine it with the other large SAP system, which we have on the order to cash. So there, the integrated tool chain, this is our vision, will play a major role. From the beginning, that when we do the design of the processes, that we always have enterprise architecture at the back. We need to do continuous releases, we need to do continuous testing, and we need your support in further drive the connectivity between the tools, which is good, and we are looking forward to make it even better. And for sure also on the migration of our old solutions, which we have, like Solution Manager, like the majority of you as well. So the journey goes on, but the vision is pretty clear. In the future, the integrated tool chain will be the digital backbone for our continuous operations, for the operational excellence.
I mean, what I really love about Siemens Healthineers, and you just mentioned it, that you combine everything together, the RISE methodology, the enterprise architecture competency, and the integrated tool chain, and even more. And you mentioned with Tricentis, in just one sentence, that you're using Tricentis for the cancer therapy, so really use SAP tools to impact people's life. I think that's really great, Stefan. Looking at that, what innovations, what's new in your mindset?
Okay, what comes next? In parallel to the transformation of our last ECC system, with the support of the integrated tool chain, we drive further proof of concepts, ideation, innovation on Joule, on the BTP, and on other AI agents, like we're also looking for Databricks and other technologies, in order really to provide as much as possible automation to the future way we work. I'm pretty sure we will need to change the way we work, and this we are doing in parallel. And then we work together in our partnership, Thomas, in order to make the integrated toolchain even better and implement it across our global SAP RISE landscape.
100%, Stefan. And now we have so many customers in this room, and they all heard about the toolchain today many times. I had at least 10 conversations about the toolchain with all these customers. Now, since you already embarked on this journey, Stefan, what's your advice? What are the best practices? What our customers here in the room should consider when they go on this journey?
So for us, the breakthrough, or the major accelerator for using the integrated toolchain was starting with the power of your teams. So we didn't, let's say, gave it as a top-down message. We gave it as a proof of concept to the colleagues in our organization, from enterprise architecture, SAP, even from infrastructure, start using it, seeing the value, and now we're going to drive it and mobilize it. So this is, for me, most important. Use the power of a proof of concept in order that the people get into it. And then we heard it from Nestle, how they use it. There's always somebody who is better, so we also look for those where we can learn to. But really, this is my advice. And then don't forget change management. You have people in your organization who have done test automation, for example, with Workforce. Help them to get into the future of test automation with Tricentis, or help them in the future of, let's say, Signavio, what Signavio can do. The combination of Signavio with WalkMe, this will be the way how we will drive the user enablement in the future. Training at the point in time when you need the training.
Thank you so much, Stefan. I'm happy to be your partner. SAP is happy to be your partner. Thanks for being with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for the proof of concept.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, let's move on. It's the last section, but let's do some announcements. So we talk about the service portfolio. Besides the tooling, the enterprise architects, and the RISE with SAP, we are now also overhauling our SAP service and support portfolio to combine all those assets and enable better outcomes. We offer 3-tiered success plans: foundational, advanced, and max. It's streamlined, building up each other, and has AI tooling embedded in each plan. Let me tell you how we support you in AI. With a foundational success plan, we turn on tool and ramp-up learning journeys for SAP Business AI. With the advanced success plan, we help to plan and activate embedded AI use cases. And then, with the max success plan, we help define your holistic AI strategy and build prototypes for custom AI use cases. The new success plans are 100% aligned to our product portfolio to deliver the SAP Business Suite and enable the flywheel with data and AI. So don't miss the opportunity to learn more about the new service support portfolio at the show floor tomorrow. With that, let me invite Jan and Manos back on stage.
Yeah, let's close where we began, making gains for your business. And for all of us, it comes down to one word. You talked about it: outcomes.
Outcomes.
So with volatility being the new norm, productivity takes again center stage, and business outcomes are what matters. So throughout Sapphire, you've heard how SAP is delivering the full promise of business AI for your business. And you've also seen how the SAP Business Suite is beginning to deliver real productivity gains at scale. And that's what we mean by being outcome-led.
Brilliant. And we bring all the power of AI in order to create the flywheel effect we talked about. But let's recap. Yeah? What did we hear today? We started with great product announcements. We spoke about the power of AI and how we're infusing that power in order to deliver better business outcomes for your business. We spoke about the power of the Business Suite, the flywheel effect, and Thomas alluded to the tool chain and the benefits that we can derive out of the proper use in order to get to those outcomes faster and to get to those outcomes cheaper. But most importantly, we heard from our customers.
Yes.
They tell the story like no one can. And now it's time to wonder, to think ourselves how we can start the transformation today that will power the resilience of tomorrow. Because this way, we can create momentum This way, we can create resilience, and we can become unshakable, unbeatable, and unstoppable.